Good morning and welcome to the virtual Greater Boston Church of Spiritualism, or whatever time you're watching this video. Please join me in our opening prayer. Infinite Spirit, beloved God, we open our hearts and minds to your presence, to your light, and to your love. We ask your blessings as we gather here today in harmony and in community with the entire world. Remind us that we are all part of each other, that we all are a part of you. Bring to us our loved ones so that we may truly know that life and love continues into eternity. Help us to love one another, to walk a path of light and love and peace and harmony so that we may make our world a better place because we're in it. We give thanks for your presence within us and around us as we say Amen. And as we open our service today, I'm going to give you a little insight into the Master Jesus and the Master Buddha. There are many similarities between their teachings. In spiritualism, we celebrate both of these wonderful teachers as they both invoke the golden rule, treating others as you want them to treat you, one of our principles. Many of Jesus' most famous sayings, turning the other cheek, loving your enemies, and the idea that one who lives by the sword will die by it, are mirrored in the words of Buddha. Many of their teachings are in essence teaching the laws of nature, which is also a great part of spiritualism. So here are just a few examples. Jesus said, "Do to others as you have them do to you." Buddha said, "Consider others as yourself." Jesus said, "If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also." Buddha said, "If anyone should give you a blow with his hand, with a stick, or with a knife, you should abandon any desires and utter no evil words." Jesus said, "Love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you." And Buddha said, "Hatreds do not ever cease in the world by hating, but by love. This is the eternal truth. Overcome anger by love. Overcome evil by good. Overcome the miser by giving. Overcome the liar by truth." And lastly, Jesus said, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." And Buddha said, "Just as a mother would protect her only child at the risk of her own life, even so, cultivate a boundless heart towards all beings. Let your thoughts of boundless love pervade the whole world." So let us learn from these great teachers, and let us love one another, for truly love is what we all need every day of our lives. And now if you join me in our healing prayer, which will appear on the screen before you. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstruction from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. And now let us move into our healing meditation, a time where we can let go of the busyness, the stress of life, and allow ourselves to be at peace and to be present with that presence of God that is within us and around us. So just take a nice deep breath. Close your eyes if you so desire. And allow yourself to just relax, to be present in this sacred moment of now. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in that peace, that light, and that love that flows around you from your divine source. And breathing out any stress, any anxiety, any distress or dis-ease that may have found its way into that physical body. Just imagine yourself breathing in that light of God, that healing power, and feeling it flow through your physical body, reaching through every muscle, every bone, every nerve, moving into every cell, reminding every cell of its perfect state, so that it may create and recreate itself in perfect harmony with all others. Just breathe. Breathing in that light and that love, and breathing out everything else, so that you may be free to accept this healing power that is always there for you. You can feel that light flowing from the top of your head all the way down to the tip of your toes, filling that wonderful physical body of yours. And feel it moving right out of the pores of your skin, so that your entire body is filled with that divine healing light, bringing to you exactly what you need in this sacred moment of now. And as your body relaxes, just feel that light gently flowing through your mind, quieting, calming all those busy thoughts. And allow yourself to be at ease as that peaceful river of light flows through your mind, carrying away all negative thoughts, carrying away any thoughts that would block you or stop you from knowing who you truly are and from loving yourself and all others purely. Just breathe and feel that light continuing to flow through your mind, and as it does, you feel your mind opening and expanding and filling with the knowing that you are loved completely as you are. For you are a part of the divine source. You are a magnificent spirit of God here to shine and be exactly who you are. So allow that knowledge to fill your mind, to fill your body, to fill your soul, reminding you who you truly are as a divine, sacred being, as a part of God, a part of all of creation. And as your mind expands and your body relaxes, you can feel that light traveling all around you and through you, washing away any fear and worry, washing away any negativity you may have kept within that body or those emotions. And just feel that light gently flowing through every part of you as it opens your heart. And you can feel that light of God flowing into your heart and helping to open that heart into pure love. And imagine yourself now as the Spirit of God that you are, filled with light, surrounded by light, and lifted into a place of beauty, into a place of light. And imagine yourself sitting now in a beautiful garden where there's so many beautiful flowers with every color you can imagine. And you can feel the essence of God's love flowing from each and every petal. For every flower is a part of God, just as you are. And as the light flows into these flowers and brings to them what they need, you can feel that light flowing into you, bringing you what you need, for you are a flower in God's garden. You are a magnificent light. And feel that light filling you completely and moving out from your heart, so that you may send that light and that love anywhere you wish. And feel how wonderful it feels to be sitting in this vibration of pure love, with your heart open and expanded in love. And now imagine that in this garden, every person you have ever loved and who has ever loved you is present. Look around this garden and see that all the people in your life that have loved you are standing there with open hearts and open arms. And as you focus your love onto them, hold this thought, this desire for them, this wonderful blessing, and allow the words and the feeling of these intentions to flow out from you and into them. May today there be peace within you. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. May you know that you are loved. And see and feel these intentions and this divine light and love flowing around every person that you have ever loved, every person that has ever loved you. May today there be peace within you all. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. May you know that you are loved. And imagine all of these wonderful souls taking in these thoughts and intentions and feeling that light and love moving around them. May today there be peace within you. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. May you know that you are loved. And as you see this love flowing all around all of these wonderful souls, know that they have received what they need to remember who they are, just as you have received, so you can remember who you are. And as you see all of these souls leaving that garden, begin to imagine all the people that you see in your life, your acquaintances, your co-workers, all the people that have something to do with your life gathering in this garden. And you can open your heart and send these same intentions out to them, knowing they will receive them. So hold that intention and see all the people that you interact with in life receiving these blessings as you hold this thought. May today there be peace within you. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. May you know that you are loved. See them receiving these blessings and feel these blessings flowing right back to you. For as you give, so also you receive. May today there be peace within you. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. And may you truly know that you are loved. And as all of these wonderful acquaintances have received this light and this love and these intentions, let us expand ourselves and imagine the light of God, that healing power and all the love that we can bring through us flowing out to all the people of the earth. And let us send these blessings out to every being on the earth. May today there be peace within you. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. May you know that you are loved. And let us together hold the vision of all of these intentions and all the light and love of God flowing out to all the people on the earth, to every soul, to every spirit, and also filling our planet and bringing to our planet what she needs to be restored and to be existing in a place of peace and harmony. So let us send these intentions to every being on the planet and to the planet herself and every creature that exists on this plane of existence. May today there be peace within you. May you be happy and free from pain. May you live with peace, happiness, and good health. May you know that you are loved. And as you send these intentions out, allow these intentions to flow into your own heart, to your own spirit. May today there be peace within me. May today I be happy and free from pain. May I live with peace, happiness, and good health. And may I know that I am loved. And as we hold these intentions in our hearts and our minds, we feel that power of light and love expanding around us, moving through us, And we know that this power of love exists within us, and it is there for us in every moment of every day as we choose to live from this place of love deep within. We are the creators of the peace we wish to experience, of the happiness we wish to feel, and of all of the good health that we are choosing by the actions that we take. May each one of us know that we are loved, and may we carry this light, this love, and this vision all the way back to the room where we can once again feel ourselves grounded to the earth, to this life, sitting comfortably on our chairs and coming fully back into this wonderful life that we live, carrying that peace, that happiness, that light, and that love with us, so that we may carry it into our world, into every experience. And now take a nice deep breath, and as you are ready to come fully back, open your eyes and smile, and bring that light wherever you go. Know that we're all in this together, and we're all here to love one another and to bring peace and harmony wherever we go. All back now, let us together say our Declaration of Principles. In spiritualism, we have no rules or regulations, no dogmas or creeds, but we do have a set of principles that help us to live our lives in the best possible way. So please read them with me as the words appear on the screen. We believe in infinite spirit and that God is infinite spirit. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite spirit. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of an individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule, whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that they make their own happiness or unhappiness as they obey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter, and we affirm the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And now today we are blessed to have with us for our sermon today, we have Alisa Ozernoy, and I know she has wonderful words of wisdom to share, and she will be followed by a musical selection, Flight, sung by Damien, LaCount.
Hello everyone, my name is Alisa, and I'm so grateful to be here today with you to talk about the religion of spiritualism and how it's connected to the ancient practices of Buddhism. Spirit has been teaching all of us that it's time to celebrate and embrace our uniqueness, to help us understand how each special we all are, and also to help us understand and cherish the connections that we all have. And spiritualism and Buddhism have much in common. I believe that a deeper understanding of Buddhism can also lead to a deeper understanding of spiritualism. When I think of what's helped me and others get through the challenges and lessons of the last year, it is mindfulness, gratefulness, practice of meditation, and sending peace and healing to others. And I'm so grateful that as spiritualists, we have these practices. Buddhism and spiritualism have much in common. By incorporating techniques of mindfulness and compassion for self and others, we can enhance our own lives, restore our inner peace, and improve our communication with spirit. Consider that it's important that our spiritual techniques are personal to us. And because the religion of spiritualism encourages us to each grow in our own way, we have a wonderful opportunity to develop practices that are based on many different traditions that take the best from them. To be able to be present for others, what Spirit is teaching me is that it's important that we learn how to be present for ourselves. Both spiritualism and Buddhism open that door wider so we can really grow towards our soul, so we can really appreciate our own soul and the souls of others, the spirits of others, and grow towards enlightenment. What is Buddhism? It started 4,600 years ago. So it's a really ancient practice that has its roots in India. There are about 535 million Buddhists in the world right now, which is 10% of the population. To summarize Buddhism in a nutshell, it's a philosophy and religion that is designed to help us lead a moral life, to be mindful and aware of thoughts and actions, and to develop wisdom, understanding, compassion, and gratitude. It's amazing to me that both spiritualism and Buddhism are philosophy and religion, and they both embrace other philosophies and religions. Basically, they both say, let's find a practical way to live our life so we can really grow towards enlightenment and shine our light. And what's interesting about both is they both believe in continuity of life. In spiritualism, we believe that our spirit loved ones, after they pass, can come to us and help give us wisdom, support, love, compassion, and lessons so that we can in turn live our own best life. Buddhists similarly believe that we, by our own thoughts and actions and a way of living, can go get those lessons, and they believe in reincarnation. So the similarity is whether you believe that you can talk to spirit loved ones or not, the focus is on living our best life here on earth so that when we go into the next cycle, when we go into spirit, we can go in a high vibration with the wisdom of having lived and tried our best. Buddhists focus on the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path that helps the person live in a way that's of balance. The Four Noble Truths are, in a nutshell, is that suffering and change are part of human existence. Instead of constantly fighting it, what can help us overcome a lot of the suffering is to realize that we are spirit having a human experience. And so it gives us a way to step into our higher mind, to step into our observer self, and to incorporate practices of mindfulness, balance, gratitude, so that we're not craving things that are outside of our control, like trying to make the world not change when change is a part of life. There is a path in Buddhism to follow, which is called the middle way, that helps ease the suffering. And it's very similar to our ideals and principles of spiritualism, where we believe in karma and we believe that if we live in a certain way, when we practice according to the natural laws, it will help us live our best life. And the practices are so similar, I'd like to just list a few of them. It's about engaging in selfless and loving kindness in your thoughts, about speaking in a mindful way without lying, being verbally abusive, or blaming others. It's about really taking the time to listen to others without judgment. It's about engaging in work that's fulfilling not just to you, but also helps others in some other way. It's about being mindful and observing your mind, your thoughts, your body, and the world around you without judgment. And it's also the practice of meditation. So as you can see, there are a lot of practices here that are very similar to what we embrace. One of these practices I'd like to share more about is the practice of sending healing, Tonglen. In spiritualism, as you know, we say our spiritualist prayer. We ask the unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. You ask this in all sincerity and honesty. And as you know, what we say is, I will do my part. So the concept of personal responsibility is very important to spiritualism. Similar in Buddhism, there's the similar concept of taking personal responsibility for healing of yourself and also personal responsibility for sending healing to others. And what I find very moving and touching about Buddhism is the practice of Tonglen. Do you know that right now, as you're listening to me speak, there are hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people on the other side of the planet sending peace and healing to you. These people spend their whole life in the practice of Tonglen, which is the practice of sending healing to others, to all sentient beings. May they be free of suffering. It's a practice very similar to our spiritualist practice. But how amazing is it that as we send healing to others, they also are sending healing to us. In spiritualism, we're often so focused on helping others that we don't take the time to realize that there are others, similar minded people. They might live in a completely different environment, but we share the same common goal of peace and healing for this planet, for the end of suffering, for compassion. And I find it extremely moving that there are people across the world engaged in the same thing that we are. What's another really amazing thing about Buddhism is that a lot of Buddhist practices, such as prayers for healing, have been studied by psychologists and researchers. And what they have found is that the practice of mindfulness, loving kindness meditation called Metta, the practice of Tonglen, and of course, meditation, all have both physical and mental and emotional health benefits. And the range, as you know, is wide. It helps ease chronic pain, helps ease anxiety, helps reduce and lower blood pressure. The list goes on and on. And what made me think about is how many of us do our prayers for spiritual healing outside of church or outside of a group practice. For me, I send peace and healing out as often as I can, and it doesn't take very long. It can be just 5 minutes a day. But over the past year, it's really helped me feel like I'm doing something to make this world a little kinder, a little more healed, and filled with a little more light and compassion. And so, what if the same health benefits could apply to our practice, our healing prayer? What if we take that leap and utilize the wisdom of the Buddhist traditions of sending peace and healing to the world and do that every day, knowing that it's going to have health benefits for ourselves and others? I believe that in the future, science will prove that communication with spirit can be scientifically validated. And it gives me so much hope to know that these ancient practices of Buddhism have now been scientifically validated, because that means that 100 years from now, 200 years from now, or however long it takes, what we're doing here will matter. And what we're doing here will pave way for others who are also going to benefit from what we're doing now. Connecting to the traditions of Buddhism makes me appreciate that we as spiritualists are truly part of a greater whole that has its roots not just to the beginning of spiritualism, but it goes way back. And there have been people before us who, just as us, were growing towards enlightenment. It makes me feel connected to the rest of the world and makes me feel like what we're doing here will matter 100 years from now and further. In conclusion, I'd like to say that Buddhism teaches us practical tools that can be easily incorporated into your life as a spiritualist. I hope our time together has inspired you to find your practices of mindfulness, loving kindness, and compassion into everyday life. By taking this fresh perspective and combining ancient traditions with modern spiritualism, we can truly bring spiritualism into the modern age. If you would like to know more about these practices, I encourage you to look up loving kindness meditation called Metta, Metta, Tonglen, Tonglen, or the work on self-compassion by Kristen Neff. To learn more, go to www.selfcompassion.org. I'm very grateful for the time we spent together, and I thank you for your time and for listening to me share this with you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that we will get to see each other again sometime soon at our beautiful church building in Arlington.
Let me run through a field of night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow in a grove on the side of a hill. I don't care if the train runs late, if the checks don't clear, if the house blows down. I'll be off where the weeds run wild, where the seeds fall far from this earthbound town. And I'll start to soar. Watch me rain till I pour. I'll catch a ship that'll sail me astray. Get caught in a wind, I'll just have to obey till I'm flying away. Let me leave behind all the clouds in my mind. I wanna wake without wondering why, finding myself in a burst to the sky. I'll just roll. Let me lose all control. I wanna float like a wish in a well, free as the sound of the sea in a shell. I don't know, maybe I'm just a fool. I should keep to the ground, I should stay where I'm at. Maybe everyone has hunger like this, and the hunger will pass, but I can't think like that. All I know is somewhere through a clearing, there's a flickering of sunlight on a river long and wide. And I have such a river inside. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow on the side of a hill. Wanna shift like a wave rolling on. Wanna drift from the path I've been traveling upon before I am gone.
And thank you, Alisa, and thank you, Damien, for that wonderful song. And now it's time for our spirit communication, a time when we can connect to the highest side of life and bring through the information and the wisdom from the spirit world. So as you know, I have no idea who's watching this, but I know that the spirit world does. And I know that they work through me to bring their wisdom and their learning so that we can all be inspired and learn to live our lives in just a little bit better way. So I'm thrilled to be Spirit's instrument today. And we welcome all of our loved ones. If you do recognize anyone who comes through, please send me the email. Big thanks to everybody who is sending those in, because it's nice to know that we're making those connections. So let's see who's here with us today. Okay, I feel like I have a woman who steps forward, and I feel like she's very tall. She's much taller than I am, and I feel like she would have stood stately. She had a good, strong back, she's telling me, so I feel like as I'm blending with her, she was strong and she was able, and she worked hard in her life. I feel her hair rather short, but I also feel like it's curly, and she's showing me that she would have created those curls herself. So she's bringing me back to times where you'd have a permanent in your hair, because I'm seeing her doing a home perm, and she took care of her own hair. She wouldn't be one that would have gone to the beauty parlor that often. I feel like she's a simple lady, that she dressed simply, and she was pretty down to earth in everything that she did. I want to go back in time. She's showing me the 60s era, the 50s and 60s, when she would have been a young woman and raising her family. So I feel like she's looking out at her family and seeing how well they've done and how things have changed since she has gone to the world of spirit. I feel like she's went to the world of spirit, and she's showing me in the 90s era. So I feel like she has been in spirit for quite some time. I feel like maybe 1998 is when she would have passed, or around that time. And I feel like she would have had some problems with her legs and her knees, because I feel like I have a hard time getting around. I feel like as she got older, she wasn't able to maneuver the way she did when she was a young woman. She said when she was young, she was strong and able, and there was nothing she couldn't do. And as she got older and slowed down a bit, it was very frustrating to her to not be able to do everything for herself. She said, but that was all part of the learning. It's part of growing. Sometimes you have to learn how to let others do for you. So I feel like that's one of the things that she did learn in life. And I feel like she's talking today about balance, about the balance in life, how, you know, there's certain times in our lives that we are giving, and it sometimes seems we're always giving and never receiving. But she said, in reality, that giving that you're doing, it just kind of gets put in the bank. And eventually it will come around and you'll be on the receiving end. So she says, enjoy the giving. Enjoy the part of your life where you're able to be the giver, because later on in life, you'll be the receiver. And so enjoy both aspects. I feel like there's a balance in both. And the more you give, the more you have in the bank for when you need it. And she said it always comes around. So I feel like she was a great giver in her life. She worked hard and she did a lot for her family. She did a lot for her children. But I feel like when it came time that she couldn't do things for herself, her children were all there for her. And I feel like she's very proud of them, because they were there to support her and to help her. And she said, I received way more than I ever gave. It was the love that my children gave to me, and the care that they gave to me was felt to me so much more than I ever did give. And she said, it's funny, when you're on the giving end, you don't realize what a difference you're making in people's lives, and you think it's nothing. And she said, it's not till you're the receiver when you realize how important those things you gave were to the person you gave it to. So she's talking about kindness and caring and doing the little things for people, because I feel like she would have done little nice things for people, and not just her kids and her family, but her neighbors as well. I see her making little loaves of banana bread and bringing it over to the neighbors and sharing it with the people in her life. And there was a little small thing that she thought nothing of, but when she was older and someone brought her a thing of banana bread or a cookie or something that they had made, it made her day. So she said, don't diminish your giving. Every little thing you do for other people is wonderful. And so appreciate the things, your ability to give. And know that you will be on the receiving end one day, and receive with grace. She said, you learn how to be a receiver just like you learn how to be a giver. So I feel like she's helping her children and all of us to realize that there always is a balance in life. You might not see it, and it might not be immediate, but everything gets balanced out. So she says, enjoy it all. Enjoy the giving, enjoy the receiving, because there's a time for each thing. And she wants to send lots of love to her family and lots of appreciation for all that they did for her. She said she's very proud of who they became. So I leave you with her blessings and lots of love. Thank you. Yes, okay. All right, I feel like I have another woman coming in, and I feel like this woman is rather small in stature. I feel very petite with her. I feel very quiet with her as well. She comes across as someone who would have not had a lot to say until she was asked. And she said, once I was asked something, I could share what I had in me, but I didn't often offer my wisdom or my knowledge. So she feels really quiet. I feel like she's very intelligent. I have glasses with her, soft hair, not too long. She kept it rather, about like this, shoulder length or a little above the shoulder. And I feel like she's very neat and tidy as she comes in. And I see her working in an office. I see her working with figures. And I feel like she would have been an accountant or someone who kept track of the numbers, because she was really good at it. And I feel her very precise. I feel like she could catch any mistake. Nothing got by her. She was very sharp, and she was very sharp in her mind. And I feel like she says, I always kept that sharpness. And I feel like she's coming in to talk about how to keep your mind sharp, and the only way you do that is by using it. So I feel like in her work life, she used her mind all the time. But also in her time off, she was always doing little puzzles or crossword puzzles and things like that, because I see her with a little magazine and a pencil. And she says, you always have to have an eraser because sometimes you have it wrong. But she would always have her eraser and her pencil. And she would do these crosswords in her spare time because it kept her sharp. So I felt like as she got older, she kept her sharpness because she kept working at it and she kept at it. I feel like she wants to reach out to a gentleman here, and I feel like she's his aunt that she wants to talk to. There's one particular nephew that she wants to talk to and let him know that she's looking out for him. I feel like he's also in finances, and because I see she's all over him about the finances and the things he's doing for work. And I feel like she's trying to help him work things out with whatever kind of job he has. He has to sort of balance the books. And it can be very difficult. I feel like she's saying you don't always get the cooperation of the people around you, which makes your job really hard. So I feel like she's coming in to say, I'm helping you, because I feel like she's helping you find the little mistakes that people are making, and you can find them like you both have very sharp minds, and you're able to correct mistakes and fix things. And she said, right now you seem to be going through a lot of stress, and she's there to help you find those little places in the columns that might be a little off. But I feel like she's also using this as sort of a metaphor for life. And she's saying sometimes there's something a little bit off that we just have to look closer at. And when we have a problem in life, we have to take a step back. And she said that's what she used to do. She would take a step back, and she would get a different overview of the whole situation. And she said, and when you take a step back, you can see things a little more clearly. And sometimes you just need a little correction. A tiny little thing will change the whole situation. So I feel like she's really working to help you find, and help all of us find, those places in life that seem to not be working. Just take a step back and get a higher view of what's going on, and then see how you can change it, what little thing you can do to make things better. Sometimes it's just changing your attitude or the way you see things or the way you feel about things. So she said, try not to take things personally, because when you take things personally, that's when you get all stressed out and you can move into the negative in your understandings. She said, try to see everything in a positive light, and then move from that positive place so that you can bring that balance back around, so that you can put things back in the way they should be in life. And the way they should be is what makes everyone happy, not just one person. So I feel like she's bringing all kinds of wisdom at the same time to everyone, as well as to this nephew that she's trying to reach. But she wants to eliminate the stress and help him rise above and see things with a clearer view and a clearer mind. And with that clearer mind, you'll be able to see exactly what needs to be done to bring everybody together and get the job done. And bringing everybody together in your life so that everybody is existing in harmony and in ease. So I'm going to leave you with her high intelligence and her many blessings and her very sharp mind. She said, I still have that sharp mind. So I leave you with her blessings and lots of love. Okay, yeah, thank you. I feel like I have two men coming in, one on each side, so I feel like I'm going to go with this one on the right side first. And I feel like he's got quite a sense of humor. I feel rather tall with him, and tall and burly he feels. He's got a good build on him, maybe a bit of extra weight, but not a lot. And I feel like he would have been very strong. I feel like my hair is really close to my head with him, and I feel like he would have got a crew cut. But I definitely feel like this man would have been someone who worked outside, and he worked in the industry. He's calling it the industry. So I feel like he's kind of like a builder as I'm blending with him. He knew how to build things. He knew how to fix things. I feel like he could run wires, and he could fix pipes, and he could do just about everything that he learned as he worked in the trades. So I feel like he's definitely a tradesman, and he worked very hard in his life, he said, but it was well worth it. And I feel like he really did wonderful work. I think he's talking about how he cared about what he built. He cared about the job he did. And if he went to help somebody and fix their pipes or to put in new electric for someone, he did a good job. And he's talking about taking pride in his work. and he always did. He took great pride in anything that he did, and he's trying to remind us all to think about, no matter what job you're doing, no matter what it is, put your whole self into it and take pride in the result. Make sure you're giving it your all. Don't do things without thinking about how you can even be better. I feel with him, he was always looking for how can he do it even better than before, because he always gave it his all and did as much as he could. But he said, I always looked to see, was there some other way that I could have done something that would have made it even better? So I feel like he's trying to remind us that we're always learning, we're always growing, and to put your whole self into whatever it is you're doing. And that, whether you're baking a cake or you're building a house, doesn't matter. Put your whole self into it. Do the best job you possibly can. But know that you can always get better. So you're always growing and you're always learning and are always expanding. And I feel like that's his big message, is to look beyond what you know. Learn something new. See if you can't just increase the benefits that you give to people. Because I feel like he's encouraging us all to give the benefits of your great work, your knowledge, your wisdom. Give those benefits to other people so that you're making a difference. So I feel like he really made a difference in his life, and he tried really hard to always do his best. And that's basically his message. Do your best, he says. And I feel like that would have been something he would have told his children and would have told his people that worked under him. Do your best. And I leave you with his many blessings, and lots of love flows from this gentleman. He loved everybody. He's very friendly and very personable, and people loved him. And I feel that when he passed, he said there was a lot of sadness and a lot of tears because he was greatly missed. But he said, but I'm right here still paying attention to what's going on. And I'm there to help you all do your best. And know I'm watching. And I leave you with his blessings and love. And let's see what this other gentleman has to say before we close. I think this will be the last one. Okay. All right, this gentleman feels a little bit shorter to me. He's, of course, very much taller than I am. But he's on maybe 5'9", height, 5'9" in height, so he feels slighter. He feels a rather narrow build. I feel like I've got light hair, like kind of light brown hair, and that it's combed very neatly. So I feel like he would have been a very neat dresser. I feel a collared shirt with him. I don't feel like t-shirts would have been something he would have worn often. But I feel like he always tried to look his best. I have the collared shirt, short sleeved, and nice pants on. So I feel like he always dressed nicely, but he tells me his wife dressed him. So that's why he looked the best. He was proud of how he looked. He liked to dress in matching things, but he wouldn't have been the one to buy them in the store. And I feel like he's here with his wife as well, and she's laughing at him because he just sort of did what she told him when it came to fashion. But he's very proud of how he looked when she did dress him. But I feel like he's saying she was the power behind me. I feel like this man was very strong and very powerful in himself, but he said he depended greatly on his wife. And she was the one that held him up when he needed it. And he's coming to talk about partnerships. And he said, my wife and I had a partnership, and we learned what our greatest potential was within each other. And one was good at one thing, one was good at something else. And we used those wonderful attributes we each had, and we sort of completed the whole, because what I wasn't good at, she was. What she wasn't good at, I was. And so we worked together as a team. And he's coming in today to talk about teamwork. And he says teamwork is so important because you have to recognize the abilities in the people around you and appreciate them. He said, I always appreciated my wife, and she always appreciated me. And because of that appreciation, we worked together so beautifully. We were really in sync with each other. And he said, what happens in life a lot of times, people fall out of sync. They forget what it is their partner brings to the mix. And they forget to appreciate what the partner brings and focus only on what they bring. So I feel like he's saying to everyone who's in partnerships, and that's just in all kinds of relationships, whether it's work or romance or family, all relationships work in the same way. You have to appreciate what the other person brings to the table. And as they appreciate what you bring, you can work in harmony together. And he said that's something that everybody in the world needs to remember. Don't just focus on what you're bringing. Focus on what other people are bringing so that you're utilizing all the good things that everybody brings to the table. And if we all worked in harmony like that, we'd have a much better world. So I feel like he taught his children this, and he tried to keep the family in a place of harmony, in a place of respect, and appreciating all of the different aspects of his children. Because I feel like his children were all very different. And one was an artist, and another was an accountant. So I feel like there were very great differences in the abilities that all of his children had, but he worked really hard, his wife and he, to appreciate the goodness and the talents that each one had, and to instill in all of the children, I feel like there were 4, all of the children to appreciate those aspects in each other, that everybody couldn't have the same talent, that we needed everybody to do their part. And he said, everybody should do their part in creating a harmonious life, a happy life, a peaceful life. And it's up to everyone to give what they have and to appreciate what others bring to the table. So I'm going to leave you with their love and blessings, and know that they're here to support their children, but all of the spirit world is here to support all of us, to lift us up, to help us live in a place of harmony and ease. And they are the ones that are trying to help us create that peace, create that harmony, and to understand what each one of us brings and the specialness that each one of us has. So know that the loved ones are all around you today, and they're touching you to share their love and their support. Please open your hearts and send your love out to them, because they do get it. And I give thanks to all on the spirit side for joining us today and sharing their wisdom and their love. And now, before our closing prayers, just a few announcements. Our services will continue on YouTube. Donations to the church can be made on our website or on Venmo at GBC Spiritualism, and also on Facebook. And know that we appreciate your support. Throughout this pandemic, we've had our services on YouTube, so we can't pass the basket. But we do appreciate greatly any support you can give us. Next Medium's Day will be on Sunday, May 23rd from 1 to 3. You can schedule an appointment now with one of our evidential mediums by going to just sending me an email at healergbcs@hotmail.com, and I'll be happy to schedule, and then you can pay on the website for your reading. But please don't pay for it until it's scheduled to assure that you have a spot. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share these videos. And I thank you for being with us today. Let us close our service with the closing prayer. Infinite Spirit, beloved God, we thank you for the light, the love, the healing, and the peace we have received today. May it fill our hearts and minds, and may we carry it into the world, remembering who we are every day and every moment, so that we may be the instruments for light and love on this planet. We thank you for all of the healing, for all of the wisdom, and for bringing all of our loved ones close, so that we may truly understand now and always that life and love continues into eternity. We thank you for the blessings, the healing, the light, and the love that fills us all now. Amen. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next week.